as we prepare to go into the primaries, I am very, very concerned and troubled that some of our presidential aspirants have embarked on a religious and tribal bigotry and propaganda against me in a desperate attempt to win votes. They totally ignore all the data and findings about why we lost the 2024 elections and want to mislead the delegates and the party with such propaganda. The one such issue that has come up, and I think it's important for all of us to know, is the Mamprosi-Kusasi conflict. An aspirant has said that delegates should not vote for me because I am a Mamprosi man, and that we will lose votes in the Kusasi areas and other areas. This is very unfortunate and demonstrates a complete lack of understanding of the situation on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, since 1965, there have been 11 elections in Ghana. Since 1965. And the performance of the MPP in the 6, our tradition, in the 6 Boku zone seats, there are 6 seats in the Boku zone. If you look at it, the performance is as follows. In 1965, our tradition had 0 seats. At that time, I was only 2 years old. I had nothing to do with it. In 1969, we had 2 seats. In 1979, under Victor Usu's leadership, we had 0 seats. In 1996, we had 0 seats in that area. In 2000, we had 1 seat. In 2004, under President Ford, we had 0 seats. 2008, we had 1 seat. 2012, under President Akufo-Addo, we had 0 seats. 2016, we had 2 seats. 2020, we had 1 seat. And 2024, we went back to 0 seats. What all the data is saying is that out of the 6 seats in the MPP, out of the 6 seats, the 11 elections, MPP has 0 in 6 of the 11 elections. So this is not an area that is a stronghold of the MPP. In fact, if you took the whole Boku zone, the 6 constituencies put together, we lost just 30,000 votes in 2024. So you can't lose, it is not the Boku election that made us lose 2024. And we need to be very clear about that, that the data shows that the Boku factor was not a factor in the outcome of the 2024 elections, and we should stop moving in that direction. And in fact, one coordinator of one of the aspirants' campaign recently introduced a new argument. They said that delegates should not vote for me because my wife is not a true Ghanaian. I mean, I've never heard this argument before. I mean, and suddenly it is being introduced in our party. We are a very diverse party, covering all religions and all tribes. And it is important that we have unity. If you want to contest with me, come with your vision, come with your vision, come with your ideas, come with your integrity, come with your track record. And that is what we are going to run this campaign on ideas and not on where you come from. When I was defending the party in the Supreme Court in 2013, they did not say I'm a Mamprosi man or a Muslim or a non-man. When I was giving lectures and campaigning for the party to come into office in 2016, they did not say I was a Mamprosi man, a non-man or a Muslim. When my campaign in the North made the difference in our winning the 2020 election, they did not say I'm a Mamprosi man, a non-man or a Muslim. When Samira was campaigning the length and breadth of Ghana for this party, They did not say she was not a true Ghanaian. So what has changed now? Let us be clear that these views do not represent the views of the rank and file of the MPP. They don't represent the views. The MPP will always triumph over tribal and religious bigots. What we need is unity to go forward and win 2028. Without unity, we cannot win. Let us remember how the divisions cost us the election in 1979. We cannot let that happen again. I have absolute confidence, ladies and gentlemen, that if we work hard, stay united, we will win 2028. But we need to put our house in order. And I believe we are going to put our house in order. Another piece of propaganda people have been pushing, and it's very important, is a religious propaganda that because I was a Muslim, and that's why we didn't win. That is also not supported by the data. I'm a data person, so I always go and look at the data. And if in fact that was the case, you would see that MPP presidential and parliamentary candidates, if in fact people were voting according to religion, in most of the constituencies, the Christian parliamentary candidate should have been doing better than me, isn't it? But that was not really the case. In most of our strongholds, I was doing better in many constituencies than our parliamentary candidates. If you see in places like Effiga Section East, in Ashanti Akim Central, Ashanti Akim North, Akiman Wabija, Bekwai, Kwada, Soma, Pom, Manshia North, Manshia South, Mansun Edubia, Mansun Kwantan, Sherisun Sutra, Kwanan Bekoso, Boasi East, Boasi West, Ofiosu South, and Shira Frank Place. This is just Ashanti. I did better than all the Christian parliamentary candidates in all of these constituencies. So it doesn't show. My favorite example is Asen South. Asen South, my good friend Reverend Tim Forjo was a candidate. He's a reverend, but I beat him in his constituency. So that cannot be the case. That it was because of. And the MPP is not that way inclined. We are not religiously or tribally bigoted. And that is why when I stood for the primaries in 2023, the super delegates, we were 10 of us. I was the only Muslim. The rest were Christians. But MPP voted for me 61% to represent the party. This is dangerous. This path that some of the aspirants are moving on really represents an existential threat.